I have no idea who Hillary Clinton is. Is she? She's clearly bright. Is she evil? Like, what is her plan? And then the other thing that I find insane about her or Adam Schiff or whoever, you guys are going back to Russia. You go back to the Russia toolbox every single time somebody disagrees with you. You go right into Russia collusion, Russia, like Putin, like you'd be doing his bidding.
Yeah.
First off, why do they? I guess it's that or racism or something. They have to go back to Russia or racism.
Yes.
But who is she? Like, I don't know. I can't wrap my mind around her.
I've met her a couple of times in passing. So my assessment of her is based on her record, and it is a dangerous one. I endorsed Bernie Sanders in 2016, resigned from as vice chair of the DNC to endorse Bernie Sanders over Hillary Clinton around one issue. And it was the fact that I knew that she would be very dangerous for our country if she were allowed to be commander-in-chief. And I speak from a firsthand experience as a soldier who served in multiple deployments to war zones in the Middle East and in other parts of the country. And just as an American who's deeply disturbed by her record and how time after time after time as Secretary of State, as U.S. Senator, she has proven her position as the Queen of War Mongers that exists with people from both political parties who are beholden to the military-industrial complex and who see solutions to foreign policy problems really only within the vein of warfare, whether it be economic warfare or kinetic warfare. Whereas Bernie Sanders, he didn't have a ton of foreign policy experience, but in his gut, it felt like he was more of a non-interventionist. Mm-hmm. And the fact that she and Mitt Romney and others, you mentioned Adam Schiff, continuously resort to the Russia accusation for anyone who stands against any of the wars that they're advocating for should be the red flag number one, because they are not willing to have a conversation or a debate about why they are advocating for these things. And I think even worse than that, they are not telling the American people the truth about the consequences of their tactics. So maybe someone could laugh off this whole Russia smear line that's used against me. People like Rand Paul and others who have the audacity to say, hey, war is not the best answer in this scenario. Or, hey, maybe we should stop and think about this and assess what the both intended and unintended consequences of this are. Have we defined what winning looks like? What's the objective? Are we holding these taxpayer dollars accountable that are being sent to Ukraine by the hundreds of billions? Just simple questions that we should expect and demand our lawmakers to answer as they're making these consequential decisions. And this is a lot of what I talked about when I ran for president in 2020, that no reporter was interested in talking about, no debate moderator, and certainly no other candidate for president wanted to talk about, which is if you continue down this path of yelling Russia, 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 you are escalating, you are starting and escalating what is essentially a new Cold War, that if it continues down this path, we will find ourselves in some form of a kinetic war against a country that has more nuclear warheads than we do and has the policies in place to use those warheads if they feel any kind of existential threat. I was talking about this and warning against this in 2020. Nobody was interested in even having the dialogue or conversation about it. And what happened? This Russia thing that started first with Trump before he even became president in 2016, continued throughout his presidency, has continued now to this day. And, the doomsday clock is now set closer to midnight than ever before. We are in that place. The Biden administration has carried on the Hillary Clinton agenda and have made it clear through this proxy war via Ukraine that their goal is regime change, essentially, weakening and regime change in Russia. and like many other regime changes before, have no plan or no idea. Okay, well, let's just take that line and see where it leads.
Well, it's like pulling out of Afghanistan.
Right.
You know, we're just going to pull it out. Like,
yeah.
Okay.
Who's gonna take over? What's gonna happen?
Check out my book, For Love of Country, for sale right now at tulsigabbard.com. And you can also pre-order the audiobook that I narrated on Audible.